At the end of the previous episode, the outside shot showed that the Taya and the Pharaoh arrived at nighttime. I doubt this museum would be as crowded as it is now unless the exhibits came to life at night. Could you imagine?
This museum's gotta have some clues to—
Taya, I can hear you. The bonds of friendship has allowed me to hear your thoughts. And yes, even the ones about you tying me up to your bed for some weird reason. It's not like I sleep or anything.
I sense something in here.
Ancient Egypt forcing the Pharaoh to commit trespassing crimes, as his exhibit is closed to the public. Also, why is the Ancient Egypt section closed off to the public when it's on every newspaper and magazine promoting the hell out of it? The newspaper headline is the only reason these two are even here in the first place.
That guy looks just like you!
Probably a coincidence, since I once saw a painting of someone who looked like me at a museum. To this day, I wonder if I am the descendant of a random painter from the 1700s.
Who am I dueling against in this carving?
The Pharaoh somehow doesn't see the blue eyes white dragon above the opponent he's dueling and didn't put together that it must be an ancestor of Seto Kaiba.
My Pharaoh, I've been expecting you.
Obviously, the answer to this question is Ishizu looked into the future and saw this random date occurring which would lead the Pharaoh to appear at this museum. But I still gotta ask why Ishizu didn't just search for Yugi and invite him here the same day she invited Seto Kaiba. Why did she have to do it one at a time? Also, what would have happened if the Pharaoh saw the gate blocking the exhibit from the public and decided, nope, can't go down there, let's go somewhere else?
Another Millennium item.
Surprised the Pharaoh didn't immediately tell Ishizu to stand back, since all his other encounters with the Millennium items resulted in souls being snatched away, his mind being forced open against his will, and his friends being taken away to the Shadow Realm. I would have PTSD at this point.
I have gazed 5,000 years into the past.
If Ishizu could use the necklace to go back in time, then surely she would know what happened 5,000 years ago and could answer all the Pharaoh's questions.
There was one king who possessed a magic—
And who was this king?
Who the hell do you think it was? Who's the only gosh darn person you've heard about from the past that had abilities to lock evil away?
The Pharaoh was you, Yami.
How does Ishizu even know about the Yami name? Matter of fact, just like I questioned in the other season, how does the Pharaoh even know people called him Yami when he has no memory of literally anything up until Yugi solved the puzzle? And why did they call him Yami in the first place back in the past?
My Millennium Necklace also shows me visions of the future.
So be sure to tell Seto Kaiba to host his Battle City Finals somewhere other than the location he has planned. Don't ask why, just trust me on that one.
If you win it, you will find your answers.
Spoiler alert, the answers are tattooed onto Merrick's back, and those same answers are on the carving that's literally right behind the Pharaoh. Sure, he needs those Egyptian god cards, but Ishizu should at least tell him that the answers are on the giant rocks.
Yami? So that's your name?
Well, no. I may not remember my actual name here, but it sure as hell ain't that crap name. I must get that legally changed immediately.
My opponent looks like Kaiba.
To be honest, the only way I'd be able to recognize Seto Kaiba is the blue eyes white dragon hanging above him, because the figure looks absolutely nothing like him.
There's only one way to find out. I've got to win that tournament.
I'm shocked the Pharaoh didn't think, Kaiba must be the great evil and I am destined to duel him again. Forget the Battle City tournament. I'm going straight to Kaiba himself right now to duel him. Let's get this over with. Obviously, Kaiba is not the great evil, as we have already seen the first glimpse of the new villain of the season, but since that's what the Pharaoh believes is true, I'm shocked he didn't go straight to Kaiba immediately.
Stand by for the final test of the new Duel Disk system.
Because the last few tests resulted in the Duel Disk exploding and burning my old outfit to a crisp. That's why I got this shiny new fire-retardant coat.
Kaiba, we've removed all safeguards from the computer.
This could possibly result in your death and the destruction of everything in this very room, including your own brother whose safety you care for after the last season, but orders must be followed. It was nice knowing you, sir.
I invented this new Duel Disk, and I'll be the one to test it.
Are you telling me that others desperately volunteered to test the new Duel Disk to the point where they annoyed the hell out of you? Why do I actually want to see that?
With a deck full of rare cards.
You could have every rare card in the entire game of Duel Monsters and it still would not help you because of the power of plot armor and main character syndrome that protects Yugi's ass 24/7.
Probability of injury, 90%.
Why don't you keep your calculations to yourself?
Discount Star Wars. Also, these calculations and probabilities are the reason Seto Kaiba hired this dude in the first place. Mokuba gets mad because this guy actually cares about Seto's well-being. Unless, plot twist, Mokuba wants Seto to die so that he can take over Kaiba Corp. Dun dun dun! One of the new ideas Seto decided was doubling the life points from 2,000 to 4,000, which definitely explains why nearly every duel going forward lasts at least 3 or more episodes, padding so much runtime here. Holy shit, how many flashbacks are we going to see? Kaiba's been standing there admiring his new Duel Disk for the last 4 minutes. Get to the duel!
Obelisk may be too powerful for you to control.
Ishizu did not say that whatsoever in this flashback. Kaiba is remembering everything wrong. And why is he remembering it wrong?
Launching hologram projectors.
One of the requirements for this Duel Disk system to work is launching 2 projectors across an open space so that holograms can exist, but only for now because it becomes forgotten of whenever future duels take place. Also, those projectors could very well kill someone the way they get launched from the disc. Imagine someone spectating a duel about to begin and they get bisected as a result of the projector launching through their midsection. Yikes, lawsuits incoming.
There's no need for oversized dueling arenas.
And with that, Industrial Illusions has been put completely out of business due to losing all the money from creating dueling arenas. Kaiba's last slap to the face of the deceased, yet not so deceased Pegasus.
Destroy his monster.
Did you just assume the gender of the computer? I'm just saying, the robotic voice of the computer is female. Unless Kaiba has never talked to an actual female in real life, thus has no idea what they sound like.
I place 4 monsters on the field.
Including some creepy unicorn zebra thing. I agree, little Karibo, I have no idea what the hell that thing is.
What a digital dummy!
Say that now, but those digital dummies will one day take over the world and render all human life irrelevant. End artificial intelligence now while you still can.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
What?
Kaiba instructed his employees to put his entire Duelist Kingdom deck into the computer and set the difficulty to the highest level. So why is he shocked that the computer figured out the new Battle City rules and summoned the Blue Eyes White Dragon instantly?
If it attacks now, it's all over.
Not really, you got 4,000 life points instead of 2,000, so if the Blue Eyes White Dragon attacks one of your monsters, the most points you'd lose is 2,000 or less. And by tournament rules, she can't attack twice on the battle phase, so you'll be fine.
Summon 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons.
There's no way.
Even if Kaiba figured this would happen, the look of fear on his face when he's on the opposing side of all 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons was amazing. He has a strategy, but it still fears him to see his 3 dragons as opponents.
He's doomed.
Shut up, Bakura. Oh, sorry, I mean Pegasus. Fuck. Sorry, your voice sounds a whole lot like someone else and your hair looks exactly like someone else's.
This neutron blast will cause serious injury to Mr. Kaiba.
And you learned all that from looking at moving colors?
Even Yugi couldn't defeat the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Except he literally would have had he not took over and surrendered when the Pharaoh tried to murder you on top of the castle.
Now I'll see what an Egyptian god card can do.
How did you even know Obelisk the Tormentor was the top card on your deck? Heart of the cards apply to your ego as well? Now that is what you call a crazy entrance. Once again, welcome to the era of the Egyptian gods, folks. We are in for a hell of a wild ride. No better way for Kaiba to realize the power of the Egyptian gods than by literally punching to death the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Who would have thought a duel against the computer would be badass?
The invitation said the tournament would be announced tonight.
If everyone is getting invitations to the Battle City tournament on the same day that the tournament itself is about to be announced, how the hell did practically everyone who participated at Duelist Kingdom show up? Does everybody live in Domino City now? The Pharaoh can sense Maracle by his laughter even when he's nowhere to be found. Maracle's not even in the Domino City, nor are any of the rare hunters in the area. So how can the Pharaoh sense his presence? And how does he not sense him at times when Maracle is literally in front of him too?
You're looking snazzy, Taya.
I still want a rematch with you after I forfeited when I had you dead to rights. Since Yugi doesn't seem to be depressed anymore, let's fight again, and this time I'll kick your cuddly monster straight to Harpy Hell.
That it's someone with a ton of cash and an obnoxious attitude.
Well, that basically confirms that Seto Kaiba is the one running this tournament because the only other person with a ton of cash and an obnoxious attitude dropped out the face of the earth for some reason.
That must be why Ishizu told me to enter.
Hey Yugi, I can hear every word you're saying. Who is this Ishizu and what are you talking about? Next time, don't just casually talk about things that others wouldn't understand.
This is beginning to look like Duelist Kingdom all over again.
And not for the right reasons. A majority of the players we see compete in this tournament are the exact same ones we've already seen. Weevil Underwood, Rex Raptor, My Valentine, Mako Tsunami. I really wish that every duelist competing here was someone new and not the same faces. Would make the tournament far more entertaining.
They say he uses psychic powers to duel.
Well, you also use psychic powers to duel, so it's safe to assume this Esperoba guy is also a fake like you were. Oops, did I say that too loud?
I don't know which is bigger, his ego or his melon on the big screen.
How about your melons? I mean, what?
Both players must ante up their rarest card.
The idea of forfeiting your rarest card to the winner of each duel is actually a badass addition. Not only would it bring all the Egyptian god cards over, but the winner of the Battle City tournament would have the strongest deck with the rarest cards. Now that's what you call a tournament.
My competition will make Duelist Kingdom look like a joke.
You didn't need to throw a new tournament to make the Duelist Kingdom tournament look like a joke. It did that job for you just by existing.